So people are actually getting vaccinated, believing, or so they say they believe, that they're protecting everybody else around them by getting vaccinated. How can I compete with this ridiculous idea? Well, let me tell you a little bit more about my personal experience. When I traveled here to this third world country, this vaccine thing wasn't out. All right? And when I did it, it was after COVID has been out for months. I don't know, maybe 6 months or so, around there. Right? After rampant peaceful protesting all over the country, or as I like to call it, rioting and looting all over the country. After months of this going on, I got on a plane and traveled here. I saw my grandmother here. By this time, nobody was vaccinated with this vaccine. Right? My grandmother, she, before COVID, has always had health issues. Right? Has always had these health issues with her, diabetes, some blood, heart issues, issues with blood pressure, things like this, where she has been having to be in the care of doctors. Let's just say this. She wasn't vaccinated. I wasn't vaccinated. Nobody was vaccinated during this time. I came in contact with her. Okay. Shortly after she left, she traveled to the United States. She stayed in the United States for a while. Okay. And I stayed here. I, to this day, have not been vaccinated. Haven't been vaccinated once. I have not caught COVID once, to my knowledge, and I go out into the world, unmasked, the entire time, in public, where there's a lot of people, constantly, haven't caught COVID. I haven't gave anybody COVID, right? I've been in contact with lots of people, okay? People that aren't vaccinated, people that are, constantly. I haven't caught COVID, I haven't gave anybody COVID. Nobody around me that I know has been really sick with COVID, me in my personal experience. My grandmother came back from the United States. She was vaccinated, but I've been exposed to her constantly and others around me, people that are not vaccinated and people that are vaccinated. All right? And to my knowledge, if anybody was to get really ill with COVID by now, and, God forbid, something bad happened, would be my grandmother. And she doesn't seem to be ill with COVID. I mean, she is vaccinated, but however, though, keep in mind, before she was vaccinated, I came in contact with her. She traveled. Okay? So, how could I possibly believe that I would have to get vaccinated to protect others? How could I believe that? The only way I could have to believe that is if I've been home the entire time, not left, and only have gotten information from the TV, from the news, the radios, the whatever, from people that believe this kind of stuff. But if I base my views on real world experience, on what I experienced when I go out into the world, the logical conclusion for somebody like me would be, what are you talking about? What pandemic are you guys talking about? Where do you see this pandemic that I would be so afraid of that I would run to get this vaccine to protect everybody else around me and myself. That, that's the obvious conclusion that I can only come to. With my experience, I go out into the city and shopping areas, right? Many places don't require that you wear masks. Many places don't. And I've been in these areas with people around, people acting normal. So there's no way for me to think that I have to get vaccinated to protect people. This, to me, this idea, for me to have this idea that this is what I would be doing, getting vaccinated, would be extremely, utterly delusional and in complete denial of what I'm experiencing in the real world. Let's not forget my father, who's 81 years old. When I came here, I've been around him all the time and around others all the time since I got here. He ended up getting vaccinated later on, but before he got vaccinated, I was always with him, always around him, and not just him, but a bunch of other people. And I do not feel the need to get vaccinated to protect them. I don't see it. I simply don't see it. This idea to me would be bafflingly delusional. A denial of reality. A complete, utter denial of reality. I don't see it. And now they're trying to force us to get vaccinated with vaccination card, to go into to shop in grocery stores and go into banks and all these things. But I'm not going to, I will not submit to this. I will not comply to this. I will not. Okay? Say what you will. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to volunteer in this delusion that you guys have. How about you turn off your TV and go out into the real world, experience real life.